What's up, everyone? Giant Opinions here. Today, I'm going to be going over the current NL wildcard race, who I think will win. I'll do that near the end of the video, but I'm going to quickly recap and break down each team and what I think of them and their status and their possible chances of winning the NL wildcard. But you may notice I'm wearing the Jets shirt. Preseason's today. Let's go Jets, but this is baseball video, so let's get right to it. So currently, the Nationals hold the #1 seed in the wild card. They're 2 games ahead of Philly and Milwaukee, who are both tied. Uh, now let me just go down the order. So Washington, I think they have a very good chance. They could possibly win the division, but I feel like the Braves are just a better team than the Nationals. They have more star power, if you will. But I could definitely see the Nationals winning that #1 wild card spot and hosting whoever wins the other one. Their pitching rotation is unbelievable. Scherzer, a Strasburg, Corbin. I mean, those are already insane top three. And Max Scherzer would be pitching in the in the 1 game elimination, excuse me. And I just see very good chances of the Nationals. Their hitting's not bad either. I mean, Anthony Rendon is having a career year. He's one of the most under the radar players. And he's just insane. Juan Soto is really emerging on the scene too. And I mean, their bats are okay. They don't have as much star power, but they're up there in average. I think they're around 15 or something. But I do like their chances of winning an NL wildcard spot. Now, Philadelphia Phillies, they are currently in the second wildcard spot. I'm not too sure about the Phillies. Their rotation has been very suspect, if you will. I mean, Aaron Nola is not pitching like he did last year. They traded for Jason Vargas, and he's not doing exactly what they hoped he would do. Their offense is a little bit of a different story, excuse me, but their outfield is a little bit shallow still after the injuries to Jay Bruce and Andrew McCutchen. They have Scott Kingery in center field, who I actually like him. He's good, and obviously Bryce Harper. I like their infield too, though. I mean, you got guys like Cesar Hernandez, who hits a pretty good bat. I mean, you got Rhys Hoskins and you got Gene Segura and JT Realmuto. I really like the Phillies' offense. Their offense is, I really like it, considering the injuries that they have. But the pitching is the spot of concern, if you ask me. And I don't really think that the Phillies can hold on to this wild card spot. Their pitching is just too inconsistent. They don't have enough good bullpen arms. I mean, who do you really got? Let's just face the facts. David Robertson, you signed him in free agency. He was supposed to be your closer, and he's out the whole year. So I don't like Philly's chances. Their offense is great, but you need a good pitching if you want to win playoff games. And the Phillies, they don't really have that. Now on to the next team, the Milwaukee Brewers. This one is a little bit like the Phillies, if you ask me. The Brewers do have a very good record, and coming into the season, they were the favorites to win the NL Central. However, the Cubs are ahead of them, though, but I love the Brewers' offense, too. I mean, Christian Yelich, MVP season. He should win it. Him and Bellinger should just split the MVP already, but I really do like their offense. They got some nice pieces, especially in the outfield still. And Keston Hiura has really emerged onto the scene, and it's looking like he will be the starting second baseman for many years to come. I mean, the one position of concern would be shortstop because they don't really have that definite starter, if you say. I mean, Mike Moustakas is having an alright season. His numbers have not been as well coming into the All-Star break as they are now, however, but their offense is nice. Their bullpen is not bad by any means either. I mean, obviously you got Josh Hader, you got Jeremy Jeffress. You got some decent bullpen. The one issue of concern is the rotation. Still, do you have that #1 pitcher? No. Is their pitching staff mediocre? I'd say it's mediocre, but nothing more than that. And that's why I don't really have that much confidence in them in the playoffs. You need good pitching, and the Brewers just don't have that. So it makes me a little bit suspect of them. However, I could see them sneaking in to maybe that second wild card spot. So I would not count them out yet, but I do not really like their chances if they were to go up against, say, the Washington Nationals in Washington, D.C. The next team is St. Louis. They are currently half a game out of the second wildcard spot, and they have been on a terrible losing streak. They've only Out of their past 10 games, they've won 2 and they've lost 8. Very disappointing series against the Dodgers. They got swept. They've lost their last 5 games. However, I don't think anyone really imagined St. Louis would be in contention this season. I mean, yes, they did go for Paul Goldschmidt, and they do have Andrew Miller now, but I mean, no one just really thought that they would be in contention considering their division. But I don't really like St. Louis' chances. Their pitching rotation is not that bad, though. I will give them credit. Uh, they don't really have that definite ace, but their team ERA is still in around the top 13, I believe, because I checked this before. But their offense is not bad either. Goldschmidt is finally heating up, getting back to his old self. Jose Martinez has been very underrated in the outfield, despite his terrible fielding. You got Harrison Bader stepping up for once. And, I mean, Matt Carpenter will return soon. I don't think he's playing right now, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't really have confidence in the Cardinals, to be completely honest. Their division is just too good. And these division games that they will be playing, I do expect them to lose most of them. So that will definitely drag them down. And Milwaukee's in the same division, so that will just bring Milwaukee up in the standings. So I don't have faith in the Cardinals. I really don't. Jordan Hicks is out for the year. He's one of the most underrated relievers in the game still. But I don't have confidence in St. Louis. I really don't. Maybe come next year, sign a big free agent, say Anthony Rendon. I think he would be a great fit in St. Louis, if you ask me, pairing him up with Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, my God. But next, this team has been all of the hot talk recently in the past, say, 2 weeks. The New York Mets. I don't know. This is a wild card one. I will not lie. The Mets are an interesting team. They made a very unexpected move to get Marcus Stroman. Everyone was like, "What are the Mets doing?" And look at them right now. 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're only half a game back from the second wild card spot. I do like this Mets team. I love their rotation. They did not ship anyone away, so their rotation is. I'd pretty much call them elite. I mean, Syndergaard is having a down year, but when he's on his game, he's on his game. Zach Wheeler's pretty good. Steven Matz is okay, but their offense, it's okay. I do like it though. Jeff McNeil, he's very underrated. He's a great pure hitter. Obviously, you got Polar Bear Pete Alonso. Ami Rosario is actually playing pretty well for the Mets right now. Michael Conforto. I'm pretty sure Brandon Nimmo will be returning soon, so it will help their lack of depth in the outfield. They still got J.D. Davis. Todd Frazier is a nice bench bat and platoon guy. So I like their offense. They do. The lineup is a little bit of a concern, though, because sometimes on Twitter I do see that they have a Danny Echeverria and Juan Lagares starting, and those guys are not good enough. Take it to heart if you will, but they're just not good enough. But the main concern with the Mets is obviously their bullpen. They have been pitching well as of recently. Edwin Diaz, though, he is still doing not so good. I just don't have faith in this Mets bullpen. We've seen it this entire season, especially pre-All-Star break. Oh my God, they blew like 22 saves. That is not good. It's unacceptable. And especially if they were to make the playoffs, it would hurt them a lot. Say if Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, or any of their starters could only make it through 5 innings, they would be in big trouble. So I could see them sneaking in, but I don't know if you guys remember 2007, they had that big collapse. So I actually don't have that much faith in the Mets. They might be very close, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they did make it, but I could definitely see them missing it and having some bad Mets luck. But on to the next team, which is actually the Arizona Diamondbacks, who were sellers at the deadline. However, they're only 1.5 games back from the NL wildcard spot, which is insane. They have a winning record, and they traded away, or they were sellers at the deadline. Arizona has a very underrated offense. It might be one of the most underrated in the entire league, and it's probably the reason why that they have a winning record. I mean, Ketel Marte, he's broken out this year. Eduardo Escobar has proven to be a great, great addition to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Christian Walker, he's kind of slowed down. But David Peralta, the GOAT, my favorite player probably, with Nolan Arenado. He is unreal still. I mean, I do like this Diamondbacks team. Their offense is just, it's great. Okay, let's just face the facts. They have a great offense, but the pitching is a spot of concern and is the starting pitching. who do you really have now? You traded away Zach Greinke, your ace, to the Astros. I did like the return, so they will have a good future, but I don't trust the rotation. You can't really name anyone besides Robbie Ray. I mean, Robbie Ray is kind of their ace, but his ERA is still around like 3.7 or something. So I mean, he's getting strikeouts, but his ERA, he's giving up runs. So I don't really have faith in Arizona if they were to make the playoffs. I don't even think that they will necessarily, because I do think that the Mets and the Brewers, and even the Phillies, might be better based on their pitching. I mean, the Arizona Diamondbacks got Mike Leake. I mean, but it's Mike Leake. As a Giants fan, he was not good when we traded for him. So, I mean, I don't know. Their offense is really good though, so you never know. But I kind of doubt it. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games, so it's on and off with them. I don't really see them making it though. On to the next team, my favorite team, San Francisco Giants. 3.5 games out of the wild card spot. They are 3-7 in their last 10 on a 4-game losing streak. I had some hope heading into or coming back from the All-Star break that this team could possibly be a shocker team because they were on a hot streak. But as of these past 2 weeks, all of my hope has crumbled down. I've lost faith in the Giants. Their offense is terrible. It's not good enough. The Giants will not make the NL wildcard spot. If you're a Giants fan, quit lying to yourself because they will not make it with this offense. It's too inconsistent. I mean, how many runs do they put up against the Nationals in the series? Like 3? I mean, if the Giants are a playoff team, you have to be able to score against elite rotations like the Nationals. And they didn't even see Max Scherzer, for God's sake. So, I mean, it's disgusting. Alex Dickerson is going to be out for even longer. I mean, I like Scooter Gennett. I do really like him. But this team, offense, not good enough. Inconsistent in the outfield. Brandon Belt struggling big time. Posey is heating up, but enough of that. The rotation has struggled too. I mean, the rotation is still like 13th or 14th in all of MLB based on ERA. But our rookies have been really struggling, especially Sean Anderson, Tyler Beede. Bumgarner even had a rough outing in Colorado. Bumgarner is the one, I guess, concrete ace of the team, though, so he does give me confidence when he does pitch. Cueto will return, though, but I don't think that will be enough for the Giants to edge out other great teams, or good teams, like the Mets, the Brewers, and the Phillies. The Giants actually have a series with the Phillies coming up, so if they still want to win, they got to win all these games. I don't care what you say. They're going to be tough, but you got to win them all if you still want a chance. But I don't see the Giants winning anything. They should have just sold everyone, sold Will Smith, sold Bumgarner, and then in 3 years they would have been a good team. But enough of that. They're not making it. Mark my words. So now this team is a big shocker because if you saw my Trevor Bauer trade, the Reds were like 9 games out of the wild card. They're only 4 games out of the wild card. They have been playing amazing baseball. 7-3 in their last 10. They're only 4 games out. I mean, I did not expect this. I thought the Cincinnati was in last place, and now they've really kicked up steam. I actually really like the Reds. I don't like how they traded Scooter Gennett, though, because he was nice at second base, but they are starting to incorporate their rookies into the lineups, especially Nick Senzel. I think Josh Van Meter is going to be taking over at second base. They did get rid of Yasiel Puig, though, but they can still win some games. They're proving that even though they traded away a lot of good bats, that they can still win games, and it is because of that rotation. It is sneaky good. Like it's pretty underrated. Not gonna lie. Obviously, Trevor Bauer, Sonny Gray having a great year. Alex Wood is, Alex Wood is back now. I think they have one more pitcher that I'm clearly forgetting. Oh, Luis Castillo. How could I forget about him? Their rotation might be the best come next year, the next 2 years. They will be up there with the Nationals, and that's why I actually have a decent amount of confidence with the Reds. Now, the only problem is the division they play in. It's tough. It is tough, and near September, that's when you start to play most of your division rivals. So they are going to have to beat the Cubs, the Brewers, and just and the Cardinals for them to make a shot. But yeah, I love their pitching. Their bullpen is a little bit suspect, though. I will say that. I don't really have confidence. But I would not count them out just yet. It would be a long shot for them to make it, though. But I could see them pulling off some magic. So don't be surprised if the Reds possibly sneak into that second wildcard spot. It would be a very interesting story. And those are really all the playoff teams that are in the hunt, if you say. The last teams are the Padres, the Rockies, the Pirates, the Marlins. And let's just face it, those teams aren't winning anything. I mean, all of them have been disappointing, especially the Pirates. They completely fell off after the All-Star break. It is disgusting because they were a pretty good team, and now it's terrible. But now on to the part of the video. Who do I think will actually make the wild card? I gotta give the number one to the Washington Nationals. They're better than all of the teams in contention, if you ask me. Their rotation is possibly the best. The Reds could be and Mets could be in close contention, but I still think the Nationals have the best rotation, and they have some very good hitting pieces. They got some good players. Anthony Rendon, he's clutch all the time. Juan Soto, I could see him being clutch in the playoffs. I just have faith in the Nationals. However, their postseason success is terrible. Maybe this is the year that they change it. People were counting them out, done and out, because they lost Bryce Harper. But they've proven people wrong. They started rough, and here they are now with the number one wild card spot. They will be the number one seed in the NL wild card. Now, the second team I think that will be the NL wild card winner. This is tough. I really do want to say the Mets. I really do. But given their just terrible luck, 2007, they completely choked. They have Mickey Callaway as their manager. Their bullpen is too inconsistent. I just don't have enough confidence to say that they will win the second wild card spot. They're on a hot streak. The Giants were on a hot streak. Look at the Giants now. I could see the same thing with the Mets. I'm going to say that. You know what? Screw it. I'm going on a long shot here. The Brewers will win the second wild card spot. I was so close to saying Philadelphia, but their rotation, their pitching, it's not good enough, if you ask me. Maybe next year. But the Brewers, their offense is really good. Christian Yelich is a team player. Also, they got Lorenzo Cain. I forgot to mention that, even though he is struggling. And Ryan Braun in the outfield. I like their offense too much to just leave them out. Their offense will save them from some of their bad pitching performances. And that's why I could definitely see them winning some games and being better than the rest of the teams on this list. So, Brewers versus Nationals. Who do I think will win the game? I don't really know. I mean, I kind of want to say Milwaukee just because of Washington's bad postseason success. But you know what? I'm going to give the edge to the Nationals. I'm going to say that they will win the game and move on to face probably the Dodgers in the divisional round. But that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know what you think about these predictions. Do you like them? Do you not? What team do you think will, or what teams do you think will win the NL wild card? That's all I have for you today. If you like this video, give me a like. Why not? Support the channel. Subscribe if you want. I haven't really said that, but screw it. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Go Jets, Mark Sanchez. Let's do this, baby. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.